Hey everybody, hope you're having a good one. It's been a while since I've done an MCOC meta video, and I wanted to do this one today on Miles Morales. I do like making these videos on champions that aren't like typically used for offense or just typically used at all, maybe because they're not considered good. And I'm not trying to make these videos to claim, oh, these are better than the current best champs in the game or anything. I'm just trying to say, hey, look, if you have this champion in your roster and you kind of like the way he looks and the way he plays, don't just keep him on the bench. Like, they can be used for stuff, and they can be a lot of fun. And Miles Morales is definitely one of those champions for me. Like, I slept on him for so long. He was one of my first max 3-stars, and mostly I did that for arena because back then I was building arena teams, and he was just fun to play in the arena, and I enjoyed that Venom Blast. And yeah, and since then he has a very important synergy with Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, so I've come to appreciate him a lot more. Just using him when Spider-Man dies maybe or whatever. So I'm just going to quickly go through his abilities because some people might not know. I do think his signature ability could use a huge buff, but basically at the end of a 5-hit combo of any combo with that ends on a medium attack, he has a chance to do something. That's a 15% chance at the signature 99, and this Venom Blast depends on the class that he's fighting against. So Science and Cosmic Champions, he gets a 65% chance to stun. It's pretty nice. Tech and Skill Champions has a 60% chance to power drain. Mystic and Mutant has a 70% chance to fatigue, which is pretty useless. So I still don't understand exactly what is going on with I think this 15% is added. So basically they have a 15% chance to happen on a medium combo, but these are actually, like, this Venom Blast is the percent chance to happen on the special 2. So if that makes any sense. So basically these percentages that are here are only for the special 2, and he has a 15% chance to trigger that Venom Blast at the end of a medium combo. So it's going to be, one every, let's say, 10 combos or so. Anyway, his special attack 1 is able to put up to 3 weaknesses, which is pretty decent weakness, actually, if you can stack 3 of those, 35%. The special attack 2 does the Venom Blast, which we just talked about. And the main thing with Spider-Man that makes him fun are the evasion charges. Every time an enemy uses a special attack, he gains 2 evasion charges, which each one grants a 6.5% chance to evade. This stacks. You can get a lot of charges stacked up, and we're going to see just how many farther on in this video. So without further delay, I want to get into some of the example fights on what Miles Morales can do. Pretty weak synergies as a 3-star, but we'll just check them out and see some gameplay. Okay, so for these first 2 attacks, we're going to see the fatigue happen. It's versus Mutant Champions and Mystic Champions. Basically, at the end of the combo, that Venom Blast hits, and he gets fatigue. Against the Science Champions, he has a chance to stun, and so you can go in another 5-hit combo. And sometimes you actually get the option to do it twice. You get 2 Venom Blasts in a row, which is really nice. So there we go on Thanos here. The other options he has are for skill. He has a power drain. This is the other way to trigger it with the special 2. And you can actually use it to intercept, to a stand-up intercept if they're below 1 bar of power. So there's that Venom Blast as well. So this is a fight now, the full fight versus Thanos. I dueled Roach Boy. He's got his Thanos up to 455, after getting him from the Act 5 Legends title. But this is like the, maybe the most typical option. This is versus a champion that his special attack is evadable, but it definitely will consume evasion charges if you're sort of building up evasion charges. So you can build up 2 evasion charges per special attack, but if you have to dodge a projectile, then it's going to consume charges. Now, like for somebody like Winter Soldier with that dual gunshot, it's not going to be so easy because each gunshot counts as a projectile, and you're not going to really be able to build up the evasion charges past 10, 11, or 12, and they're going to go down as you play Winter Soldier more. But anyway, I'm getting some Venom Blasts going on here. It's working pretty nice. I do have to watch out for the special 3 because this is a duel, so I'm going to try and do my deep evades. Spider-Man Miles Morales is great for practicing intercepts. I think he's just an intercept machine, because you do have that slight protection with the evasion charges, and you can just slowly build them up versus champions like this Thanos here, who has sort of just a one projectile, one beam special attack. So what I'm basically doing is I'm just trying to get into a groove. I've got 11 stacks right now. That's quite a lot of evasion chance. Now I'm just like 6.5 times 12 is somewhere around like 70 or 80, probably more % chance. So you know, right around 15 or 16 charges, you're basically immune to being attacked, and you know, under those you have a high chance of evading anything that comes. So right now I'm definitely I'm building them up again. I'm up to 16 evasion charges, and I'm just doing the intercept thing. And the thing about Morales is when you play him like this, you start to get real comfortable. You're like, I have 16 evasion charges. I can't get hit right now. Now I have 17. There's no way for me to get hit. So I'm protected, so I can try for these risky intercepts. You can see I'm just going in whenever I feel like it. You know, sometimes you have to bait special attack before you normally do an intercept, but with Miles Morales, you don't really have to. You can just risk it. If he throws it, the special attack, you're not going to get hit at all. So this is Thanos right now. I probably would have just messed that up, and I was able to evade, you know, 2 5-hit combos in a row, but it brought me back down to 9 evasion charges. So you know, now it's time to maybe focus back up again and start building those up, because you know, you just want to get back to that safety zone. So 10 or 12 is not a danger zone whatsoever. You know, he's still evading most things. And then, you know, his special 3 doesn't do anything, but I also think it's one of the coolest special 3s in the game. Not like, you know, some of the newer ones like Hela's is awesome, but Morales is pretty old champion, you know, relatively old, not one of the original ones, but, you know, he was the original auto evade assist champion. Like, I think what Stark Enhanced Spider-Man does nowadays, this was what they intended for Miles Morales. You know, they wanted an evasion champion that you could use on offense. So what the idea is that he's promoting intercepting. You want to intercept with Miles Morales as much as possible, because like anytime you try and parry, you're going to be risking losing your evasion charges, and you're not going to take damage. I mean, he does not take a lot of damage. Like you can tell here, this is a fight where I ended with 100% health, and it was almost 200 hits. So it's just interesting. Oh, this is just a quick video showing Blade special attack 2s that kind of struggle to evade, and you can actually get some decent, you can remove some of the chip damage from special attacks that are actually really tough to evade. So here we're going to have a similar type of fight where, you know, the only difference is that Venom's special attacks are multi-part. His special attack 2 is very difficult to evade for a lot of people, including myself. And he's actually very aggressive, so he does reduce those evasion charges a lot. You know, it's hard to do those deep evades versus Venom because he travels so fast. And that right there, my evasion charges just saved me from his special attack 1. And you can see them dropping down as Venom sort of gets aggressive and starts lunging towards me. So my goal was to try and bait a few special ones with the deep evade right there, which is fine, and push Venom to only his special 1 temporarily, like that, and then build up a few evasion charges. And then after I feel comfortable with the number of evasion charges I have, I can, you know, push him to a special 2 without being too scared of what's going to happen. Now, this fight doesn't go perfectly by any means. I do get clipped, I think, at one point, but it's something to show. You know, my 550, my 345 would have done a lot better on this, you know, and I do take some block damage too. So there's me failing at an intercept, but Spider-Man taking the wheel right there. And here I go with the special 2, and I definitely push him up there. And then there's me actually dodging his special 2 with dexterity rather than the evasion charges. And that's me just getting hit. You know, sometimes those evasion charges don't work, which is why he's not just like that great of a champion. You know, he's just average. But I'm just trying to show use cases for him. So I've got 12 charges now, which is pretty solid for, you know, any sort of scenario. So I'm gonna potentially push him to a special 2 here and see what kind of evasion I can get from his special 2, because he's definitely gonna do it. There he goes, 3 in a row, dodged all those attacks, didn't even take 1 hit at all, not even block damage, and it's just all pretty good, you know. And I'm feeling good again, so I'm gonna go for another one. And I do have to wait. I think this guy's special 3 is active. I can't remember, so I decided to just let it go. And then that was just me just blocking and letting Spider-Man evade for me. Now, at this fight, it looks like it's very hard for me to get above like 11 or 12 charges, and this is mostly because eventually I'm gonna have to, you know, lose them, because at a certain point you're guaranteed to evade, and it's just hard not to come into contact with Venom. Champions like this they're always on you, and you can do your best, but eventually they're gonna come into contact with you, and Spider-Man's gonna evade that contact. So the idea is just back off, hit the block a lot, try and bait the special one, get those charges up, and, you know, intercept to as much as you want, because you're pretty safe intercepting with Morales. Up to 13, pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about the number of charges. You know, now I can just, up to 15 now. I can just keep going. I can throw a Venom Blast with the special 2. Hopefully I get the stun. If I don't get the stun, and then I can just go in for these intercepts. You know, I don't know why he threw a heavy there, but I'm no problem with the special 2. I am not scared of that at all right now with 15 charges. So I'm just backing off, seeing what he does, and you know, I'm evading as well, because if anytime I can proc a dexterity rather than an evasion, I save myself an evasion charge. You know, sometimes they both proc, which is, you know, it's just a waste of an evasion charge, but it's okay. It's basically, you know, like auto evade assist on any attacks, even physical attacks, as opposed to Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, which is just special attacks, and it's actually lower percent chance. I think it's like it's a fixed 60% chance, I want to say, plus whatever, you know, state he's in. He's got the below 50%, above 50%, and he also has that 3% like permanent evasion chance. So this Venom, you know, it wasn't a perfect fight, but it was a good fight, and he goes down. So the next fight I'm going to show is a fight where you can evade the entire special attack without ever coming into contact with the champion, and this allows you, like Captain Marvel, I can outdistance her special 1 to the point where I don't actually have to build any evasion or sacrifice any evasion charges. So with this strategy, you can actually build a ton of evasion charges, and I'm gonna find out how many we can actually do during this video. So I just get into a groove of intercept, you know, hit the block, use the special ones to control her power, and just get as many as I can. I'm up to 50 now. You know, they flutter, they go down a little when I make a mistake, but overall they're continuing to just go up and up and up and up and up. I'm up to 75 now. I'm thinking, hey, can I go over? Is it possible to go over 100? I'm not sure. So we're gonna find out. So when I get up to 96, that special attack gets me up to 98, and I'm thinking, okay, the next one's 100, but it didn't give me any evasion charges. Now the reason is, well, we'll find out in a second, that the maximum is actually 99. So 99 charges is the most you can have on this. Now I'm guaranteed to evade everything for a while, and we'll demonstrate that. You know, it's like over 15 or 16, I think, is guaranteed evasion. So I'm many times that right now. So I can just have a pretty relaxing fight and just sort of do whatever I want versus Captain Marvel here. There's no risk of me getting hit. There's no risk of me dying. The only thing that could possibly happen is a special 3. So if I'm in a fight with a special 3 active, you know, obviously this is Realm of Legends, Captain Marvel, and special 3s are not active. So there's literally nothing she can do to damage me right now. So I'm still at 97%. I think I took some chip damage from blocks in the very beginning while I was starting to build. But yeah, that's it. And it seems to be quite easy, even if I'm not trying hard to do these deep evasions, to maintain the high level of evasion charges. So as I was doing this, I was just having fun, you know, just starting to button mash and say, hey, what if I was just like a child playing this, you know, just hitting the screen, you know. It's funny, you can just, there's no way to get hurt. It's really funny. I think it's like the most invincible type of, it's the most invincible you can be in this game with 99 evasion charges on Miles Morales. So I was trying to, while I was doing this, while I was just button mashing, you know, doing some just backdraft intercepts without even thinking about it really, I was trying to think about what I could do to sort of demonstrate, you know, how powerful having this many charges is. And I didn't really come up with any great ideas, but you'll see in a second, I do go up back against the wall to show, you know, what he can do against the wall, which is, you know, in the way of intercepting. It's sort of like the way Quake can do it against the wall, except for Quake takes a lot more skill. I mean, I won't say it doesn't take skill to build up evasion charges like this, but it's mostly endurance rather than skill. You know, look at the hit count right now. I'm interested to see what a 455 Miles Morales could do. I think it'd be really interesting. I wish my 5-star was duped. I'd consider it maybe down the line, taking him up to 455. You know, when T2 alphas become a little more abundant, because he is part of my important synergy team with Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. So I was just showing right there that you can intercept with light attacks when you're up against the wall, and I'm repeating this a couple times. It's really easy. You just, you know, tap as soon as you see your evasion pop up. It's really easy. And then, you know, I was like, okay, I'll throw heavy because there's nothing she can do to hit me. So at this point, I'm like, okay, let's just see like how at what point she starts to hit me again. You know, at what point can I expect to get hit again? So I'm just sitting here up against the wall, you know, just taking whatever she throws at me. Just evasion, evade all that heavy attack, no problem. It's funny that resist came up there. It's to someone who does coding, it's not me, but maybe that shows a little bit how it's programmed, how heavy attacks in Stand Your Ground is programmed. But yeah, obviously I didn't need to resist because I'm evading it. So we're dropping evasion charges really quickly now. I'm like basically not even touching the screen and just watching them go down to 40 now. But look how forgiving is this? Like if you can get up to 99 charges, it's amazing. It's a lot of fun. So she's getting down to 20. I'm thinking, you know, any second now she's gonna hit me. But it does go quite far, you know. It looks like 17. It's obviously not guaranteed at this point, but down all the way to, I think, 9, 7, 8, so 7, what I started with. And then I threw my special 3 just to show it for you guys. But anyway, that's Miles Morales. I hope you guys like this. This is just a way to play him, a way to have fun with him. And I hope you can take him off the bench sometimes, put him on your synergy team, and just have some fun with Miles Morales. He's a great champion, and he can be a lot of fun in certain scenarios. You definitely have to choose wisely where you take him. You know, even though he's got class advantage versus Mystics, the Venom Blast is not great. The Fatigue is not very useful, but you know, you can definitely auto evade stuff instead of proc Dexterity. So if you're really desperate, maybe in the lower tiers, you could take a Miles Morales to war. He's definitely better against champions with single part special attacks like Captain Marvel that are really easy to evade. But you know, it's just whatever it is. He's just one part of your roster. You've got other people to take on the champions that are maybe a little tougher. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you soon and take care.